Hello students, my name is Jesse George, your professional accounting teacher. Before you continue with this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Alright, let's get started. In this video, we are going to solve this question on companies' appropriation accounts. So this is one of the topic in financial accounting for the WAEC students, most especially. Okay, so let's get started. You start from the requirement. You are required to prepare a profit or loss appropriation account for the year ended 31st December 2014. Then B part says statement of financial position as at that date. Okay. Now, appropriation accounts is used for the distribution of the profit that is made for the year. To do that, you first write or spell out a format in this manner. So you have the name of the company, the profit and or loss appropriation accounts for the year ended 31st December 2014. Then profit for the year, you have your 2 naira columns, then the less appropriations. Okay. After that, you have another format written down like this. That is the B part. This is the B part. That is the statement of financial position. Statement of, you write the name of the company, don't forget the name of the company, Will Co and Co. Then as at 31st December 2014, you have your non-current assets, the cost, accumulated depreciation, net book value, or what we call the book value. Okay, you have your current assets. So you write stock, debtors, provision. This you now stop there. Then you have equities and liabilities, then your current liabilities. I'm supposed to write non-current liabilities, but in the question there is no non-current liabilities. Okay, so must have written this. Then you now start with additional information. Look at the additional information. The additional information says that provide for depreciation on motor vehicles at 20%, and furniture and fittings at 10% per annum. So when you see a question like this, provide for depreciation on motor vehicle, furniture and fittings per annum. That is what type of, what method is that? Method of depreciation. That is straight line depreciation. Okay. So what you will do, you have your workings, you calculate, this is your workings. Under the workings, for motor vehicle, you have 20%, that's 20 over 100, multiplied by the costs of motor vehicle. So you go to your list of balances. The cost of motor vehicle here is 30,000. So multiply by 30,000, and this will give you 6,000. Okay, 6,000. Then for furnitures and fittings, so for F and F, furniture and fittings is 10%. So it's 10%. So you have 10 over 100 multiplied by the costs of furniture and fittings in this question is 6,000. So we have 6,000 over 1. Then this will give you cut, and this gives 10% of 6,000 is 600. Okay, so we have 6,000 here, we have a 600 here. All right, so once this is done, you now go to the statement of financial position. The statement of financial position, just leave a line here. You start with motor, you write motor vehicles. The costs of the motor vehicle is 30,000. Okay, the depreciation is 6,000 in brackets. Then the net book value is 24,000. Similarly, you write furniture and fittings. Furniture and fittings. The costs is 6,000. The depreciation is 600, and this is 5,400. 400. All right. Okay. So that has been done. Then don't forget, you start with the additional information. You start with the additional information. Okay. So the next thing in the additional information is that the directors decided to transfer 3,000 to reserve. 3,000 to reserve. So to do that, you go to the profit or loss appropriation account. You must have written down this. Just go to the profit and loss under appropriations. Don't forget, profit or loss appropriation accounts is an account that is used for the distribution of the profit for the year. So under this, you have reserve, and the reserve is 3,000. So you write 3,000 here. All right. Then the next aspect is recommend a dividend of 10% on ordinary shares and pay preference share dividend. Okay, and pay preference share dividend. So you now write dividend under the distribution of profits, dividend. That is, we have the ordinary share capital dividend, and it is 10%. That's 10 over 100 multiplied by the cost of ordinary share capital. That is 80,000. So you have your 80,000 in brackets, and that is 8,000. All right. Then for preference share capital, you have to pay it. So it's already fixed at 5%. Multiply by 20,000. So we have 5 over 100 multiplied by 20,000. Okay, this 20,000, this is the 20,000 on the list of balances, and that gives 1,000. All right, and don't forget, any item in the appropriation account must appear twice. So the first one is reserved. Then you go to the statement of financial position. So this is number 1. Then you come to your statement of financial position under equity. So here we have ordinary share capital. Here we have 5% preference share capital. Then you skip a line. Okay, so you have reserve. So this reserve in the appropriation account is 1,000. It's 3,000. This is reserve. So reserve here, you just open a bracket and write 3,000 and leave it like this. Okay. All right. Then for the dividend, look at the dividend. It must appear twice. Now the dividend is assumed it has not been paid, so it is a liability. It's a liability to the company. All right. So you go to the statement of financial position under current liability. Current liability. Just skip one line here. So you now have dividend payable. Okay. And the total is 9,000. So the total, when you add these two together, the total is 9,000. Then you write it exactly under depreciation here, 9,000. Okay, that it doesn't mean it is depreciation. Okay, but the arrangements of your statement of financial position matters. So it has appeared twice. This is 1, and the addition of this, that's 2. Don't forget, any item in the appropriation account here must appear twice in your solution. Okay, take note of that. So this is a current liability. So at this stage, you must know those items that could be found under the current liabilities, those items that will be found under the current assets. All right. So let's go back to our additional information. So the additional information is done. Okay. Now you now go to the list of balances. This is our list of balances. You start to pick this figure one after the other. All right. So ordinary share capital we appear under the statements of financial position. Okay, under the statement of financial position. So ordinary share capital is 80,000. Just come straight under the net book value. So under this net book value here, under the net book value, so you have 80,000. That is equities, and so that's 80,000. All right. 5% preference share is 20,000. Okay. Then the total here is 100,000. Then the reserve. Now just tick. This one is done. Land and building at cost. Land and building at cost is 68,000. So land and building will appear under non-current asset. So this is according to permanency or liquidity. The permanency. So we have land and building. All right. That's why I said you should leave a line. Land and building. The cost of land and building in the question is 68. You tick it. Okay. So we have 68,000 dash 68,000. All right. Then motor vehicle at cost. It has been done. Fixtures and fittings done. Okay, it has been written. Then the next one is stock. The stock is 7,000. So you come to the stock, you write 7,000. Okay, you tick it. Debtors is 6,300. So you come to debtors, you write it under this cost here, 300. Don't forget. Look at this. You tick. Then bank. All right. Immediately after provision, you write bank, and come to accumulated depreciation. Under this, you write how much is bank. Bank is 2,000. Bank is 2,000. Then, bank is 2,000. All right. Then we have then the next is cash, which is 70,000. So we come under cash. That's 70. Then the next is creditors. Creditors is 900. All right. So under the current liabilities. You have creditors. That is 900. All right. Then you have call in arrears. Call in arrears is a current asset. That is the director or the shareholders have not paid. So we have call in arrears. Arrears is 2,000. That's call in arrears. All right. Then lastly, we have provision for doubtful debt. Provision for doubtful debt comes here. So this one is 300. That is provision for doubtful debts. 300. Okay. So you subtract it. It will be subtracted. And this gives 6,000. All right. So you subtract. Then this will give you 6,000. Okay. All right. Then last one is profit for the year ended, which is 13,500. So profits, and that will appear in your profit and loss appropriation account. So it's already written here. Then you write it under this second column, and profit, that is 13,570. Now all the list of balances have been written. All right. There is no one that is not on tick. So having posted this, you now start with profit and loss appropriation account. Get the addition of this. So the addition of this, pick up your calculator, 3,000 plus 8,000 plus 10,000 will give you 12,000. Then you subtract it. So by the time you subtract 13,520 minus 12,000, so that one, the answer there is 1,570. So there is no retained profit brought forward. So this becomes retained profits. Retained profits. Carry forward, okay? These are retained profits. So these retained profits must come to the statement of financial position. All right, so we have retained profits under the statement of financial position. Then that is 1,570. Okay, 1,570. All right. Now, once this is done, then you come to the statement of financial position. You add this together, get the total, put a double line here. So let us add, this gives 104,000. When you add this together, it's going to give you 6,600. Okay? Then you will add this together, it's going to give you 9,600. Then don't put line here. All right. Then you will add all the current assets together. 7,000 plus 6,000 plus 2,000 plus 70 plus 2,000. Of course, that gives 17,070. Okay, that's your total current asset. So by the time you add the current asset plus non-current asset together, add these two together. When you add together, it's going to give you total assets. So total assets. And the addition there is 114,470. Okay. Now reserve. This is the only reserve here. So this reserve, since there is no other reserve in the list of balances. What do I mean by list of balances? This is the list of balances. There is no reserve. So this is the only reserve. So just put the 3,000, post it here. All right, then you add this together, and this will give nothing but, by the time you add, it's going to give you 104,570. Okay, now add this together, and this gives 9,900. That is the creditors plus dividend payable. So this one is other creditors, that's dividend payable. So you add them together, then add these two together, and this gives 114. All right, 470. Okay, now you can see that the balance here is equals to this place. So this one is the equity and liabilities. Don't forget. So that's your equity, which is the same thing as this. Okay, so don't forget, if you can replay the video again. So if you understand, do share with your friends. I remain Shesi George, your professional accounting teacher, the accounting teacher. So this video will be useful for students who want to write WAEC. If you love this video, share with your friends. Thank you. Bye.